Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Shirted of Boston here, aka the King of Boston. Today we're back for episode 35 of the Houston Astros Let's Play Walkthrough Career Series here on Out of the Park Baseball 15. And today we are at the halfway point, or the All-Star break here in the 2023 season. We are a decade into this thing now. This is season 10, so we are a couple months away from being a full decade into the series, which is pretty incredible when you think about it. But anyway, so we are at the All-Star break. We're 64-31, playing all right. Obviously, 674 winning percentages is off the charts good, but when you consider how well we've played in the last few years, it's probably a little bit less than what we've been at certain points. I know last year we were 66-30, so we're only a game and a half past or behind that mark. So, I mean, I'm not too concerned about it. We're gonna, more than likely make the playoffs, and when we get there, all bets are off. But check out the Diamondbacks at 60-36. They're having a fantastic year. Apparently not missing Ryan Mountcastle. Their pitching has been insane, as usual. But yeah, we can take a look at who made the All-Star team this year for the Houston Astros. Once again, lots of pitchers. We had everyone. Actually, Godfrey did make it. I thought Godfrey didn't make it for a while, but yeah, once again we get 4 starters. Which is pretty incredible, pretty insane. We got Sam Ferry on there as well. He has just been ridiculously good. He missed a couple of weeks at one point, so is yeah, he's only at 73 games when we've played 90 something. But yeah, he's been like really stupid good. Hitting 350. I mean, his OPS is almost 1,000. Like, he's just insane. We also have Guanzo Park, who's been really good as usual, just putting up ridiculous offensive numbers. Carlos Correa, sort of back to his old 300, 400, 500 self. Just incredible. Thank goodness he's stayed out the last few years because he's really flourished. Felipe Talos actually made it for the New York Yankees. He's been really good for the Yankees. Although I don't he didn't get traded. No, I was looking at Galante. But yeah, Talos still very good, just like Roman Galante. Talos very good, and we also had Eric Jacobs make it though, so it makes me not care about the Talos loss so much. He's played great defense, hitting 300, and it's just overall been a fantastic player and a good replacement for Felipe Talos. So, all right, we've had a pretty good first half as usual. There is one pretty big move that I made. I wouldn't say it's huge, but it's substantial enough that I thought about not doing it off camera, but our 5th starter situation had gotten so bad, and I know at the last episode you guys sort of didn't get a full view of what we did at the end because the audio cut out and I sort of rushed the last part, but we did trade for Marco Gonzalez to be our 5th starter. He was awful, so we threw Brady AIKEN in there, and Brady AIKEN is just not a starter. He said a bullpen emergency guy. I thought he could work out there, but he's just so much better out of the bullpen. You can see he's been a lot better. His ERA is terrible, and his stats are awful, but I would be curious to see his splits like coming out of the bullpen and starting, because I bet his ERA out of the bullpen is like under 3. He's been really good out of the bullpen this year. So neither him or Gonzalez worked out, so we ended up trading, I believe, Aldo Silva and then a couple of other guys, I think some salary filler and stuff like that, for Kyle Zimmer to lock down the back half of that rotation. Now, you look at Zimmer's ratings, he should be really good. I don't know why his rating isn't higher, but I thought we got him at a fair deal. His money's going to go up a little bit in the coming years, so I wouldn't, I'm not necessarily, thinking about locking down or or keeping Zimmer for years to come, because it's just a lot of money to pay for our 5th starter, but we're so like over the top on our payroll as it is, or over budget as it is, that it probably doesn't really matter. So we'll see. I'm undecided what we're going to do with him in the future, but he has sort of improved that 5th starter spot. I think his first game with us, I think he's probably thrown all 5 of these games with us. Yeah, because I remember that Colorado series. Yeah, so he's had a couple clunkers, but he's also, he had 3 really good starts right here. And I just think I just felt like when I pitched Gonzalez or AIKEN, we had no chance to win. At the very least, Kyle Zimmer gives us a chance to win whenever he pitches, and that's just all I want out of a 5th starter, is a guy that can give us a chance to win. So anyway, and he had, I'm curious what his previous years were. I don't think he's ever been too impressive. Yeah, he's had a couple, he's just been sort of decent, but 200 innings that year. Like, that's sort of all I want out of the guy. He's just to eat innings and stuff like that. So we sent Marco Gonzalez down to AAA and called up Connor Manaus, who's been pretty good for us so far. He's a guy that has waited a long time to get his shot. Young guy, only 25 years old, but he's starting to sort of make waves with us. Tyler Shimp moved into that 7th inning role with Silva gone now. And Silva was, you know, he was getting up to arbitration. He was going to start making money soon, so it felt like the right time to move a guy like that. He also wasn't having a great year for us. I think he had like a 5 ERA or something. So it sort of made sense at the time to, you know, try and, I mean, on our team you can't be terrible and make money just because we, you know, are so over budget and we're so uptight again. We're so up against our budget and stuff like that. We sort of need to eke the most out of what we can get. But yeah, Doug Sheldon has been a great closer for us this year. I think he's 24 for, I don't know, 27 in save opportunities or so. He's been like awful in non-save opportunities, but whenever he comes into the save opportunity, he's just his lights out. He's been really, really good. Like, here's one of his times where he gave up a run and it wasn't a blown save, but anyway, Nick Kennedy was really good to start out the year. He had a cut. Yeah, he said giving up 5 earned runs in his last 3 innings pitched, but I think he went the first like 2 months of the year without giving up a run, and then was just fantastic up to that point. And then has slowed down a little bit as of late. Schimpf has been all right. Rest of the bullpen sort of been so-so. Jeff Taylor's actually been a bit of a surprise. Didn't expect to get much out of him, but he's been pretty solid for us this year. Like I said, Aiken's been better as a reliever, and Manaus has been good in his couple of innings that he's thrown for us. All 5 starters have pretty much been what they've given us last few years. You know, I'm sure those numbers will sort of average out to what they usually are. Godfrey once again started out the year like, I don't know, 12-0, and then he started out 12-0 and he lost last couple starts, but he always seems to have good win-loss records, which I know is sort of just luck, but still, I think it's just sort of funny. Strasburg has been Strasburg this year, freaking dominant, and he's 35 now, and he's going to be making a lot of money the next couple of years, but he doesn't seem to be slowing down yet, so that's good. And in our lineup, guys have been really good. Brandon PEREZ, his average has dropped a little bit lately, but still giving us good offensive production with his great defense. And like, he was, you know, he probably could have been an all-star if the all-star break was 3 weeks ago, but he has sort of been in a little bit of a slump, so I'm sure he'll pick it up at some point, and hopefully we can get, you know, I'm not expecting, or it's almost expecting too much, but, you know, we did give up a lot for him, and we'd like more than a 4-win player. I'd probably like a 6 or 7-win player out of him, but we've also gotten more production than we expected out of CORREA and Sam Ferry, for that matter. So, and, you know, Guanzo Park's already got, he's on pace for another 7 wins, which seems like he's always around there. So Ivan Alatori and Bryce Harper have been guys who struggled, and, you know, Harper comes off the books in, I believe, a year. He's actually on, I mean, his fielding is so good that he's, you know, gives you solid all-around production, but his power is like completely gone, and it's going to be a hard guy to trade. I don't want to trade him now, but I do feel like it's something in the offseason we might come to. You know, and we can use that money. It's going to be hard to find a team that'll take him, and I'm not so intent on trading him, but he has had a couple years now that have been less than sort of Harper-esque, I would say, and you know, his power went down in 2021. Like, he's certainly on the decline. So we'll see. Other than that, there's not a lot to do with this team. There's also I signed a couple minor league contract guys. We got John Martinez, just to see what he could do. He's like really highly rated, and he was just sitting in the free agent and only one of the minor league contracts. We got him. We also got Jordan Walden back. Same thing. He was just sitting in the free agent pool and only wanted the minor league deal, so I figured I'd throw it at him. Maybe, you know, it's just injury insurance and all that stuff. I'm curious to see how Esteban Vargas has done in AAA. He's been pretty good. His defense is never going to be that good, but he is certainly impressed with the bat. 846 OPS. Slugging is pretty good. I mean, his walk rate looks really good. I don't think we're going to be able to really trade Marco Gonzalez for anything of substance, and if we can't, I'd like to keep his salary, because when you're working with a budget in a game like this, you almost want to treat those guys as like big expiring contracts. If you were working, DERREK DICKEY. If you were working like under a salary cap, like in the NBA, you want to treat those guys as like expiring contracts that you can use to take on other big salaries. Because if we just dump his $1.3 million, we're not going to get that back. The only way we're getting a player that's going to make that money is by trading a player that's going to make that money. So in that sense, it makes more sense to keep Marco Gonzalez, if we can't find anything good for him. Now, I tried this like 2 weeks ago and we didn't get anything, but now we're getting some offers. I don't know if that's the trade deadline or whatever. Last time we had DERREK, Dickey, he had a stint with us before and he was pretty bad. So I don't know if I want to go down that road twice. Is there anyone that the head scout likes? I saw Chandler Day there. It looked pretty decent. I mean, Dickey's probably going to give us more than what Gonzalez has given us, so it might be worth a shot. He's 31. Good slider changeup. Doesn't have good movement, but never really been that good. That's what I would say. Can he start? Oh, he can start. That's interesting. Well, it just makes more sense because then, maybe he can be our 5th starter next year or something like that. So I think we'll do this trade. Just, really, I don't want to say for the hell of it, but here's Chris Bryant. He's been pretty bad this year. I think we sold on him at the right time. Getting up there in years, his ratings are going to decrease, and he was never sort of the Chris Bryant I think everyone expects him to be. So, sort of made sense. To sell him at the right time, I would say. Anyone else here we want to try and get value? Oh, Antonio Lunas had a really good year. His value's gone up. His potential's up a little bit. Yeah, he's been hitting off the charts, and his average has actually gone down the last few games, but he was off the charts in AAA. And he's only 22. And he certainly could make an impact at some point on our team. I don't know where is the thing. His speed is now officially at a 10. For a while, the OSA thought it was a 20, but our head scout said 10, and now looks like it's 10 on both sides. So, I don't know. I mean, a 3.5-star player is useful. He could be good injury insurance. Like, I don't know where he really fits in. I mean, CORREA is, 28? And he's signed for another 2 years after this one. And I'd like to re-up him at that point. So, I don't really know where he fits in necessarily. Maybe he's a Bryce Harper replacement next year or something. I don't know, but whatever. There's really not much to do at this deadline. I mean, there's not a spot I really want to shop for it. Alatorre and Harper haven't been good, but I don't know if those are spots. I mean, maybe a top of the lineup bat. Like, are we gonna really bring Bryce Harper off the bench though? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sort of curious on one thing. What is would anyone take his contract at this point? I don't think so. But I'm not going to do a deal right now, but I'm sort of curious to see what teams would offer up something of substance. Yeah, wow, teams would actually take his contract. That's not something I'm going to do right now. Ooh, who is this? Ooh, wow. Ooh, I don't think this is something I can do right now, but ooh, this is quite the offer. This guy reminds me a little bit of Sam Ferry because it looks like all his stats are going to be sort of green. Maybe his eye, not that much, but he's going to be fast. Ooh, and our head scout likes him like right now. Hey, I wish I could guarantee that this is going to be a deal that'll come back up in the offseason because this isn't something I can do right now. Not, in the middle of the playoff race and all that, but ooh. I wonder how he would project as a top of the lineup guy because his OBP, like his eye and discipline numbers weren't great, but wow, that is. I don't. I mean, I feel like I just should take this out. I mean, Gonzalez is probably going to be better than. I don't know. He's a lefty. Luna's a righty. I mean, there's a chance for a platoon there. They could both be top of the lineup guys. Like, ooh, he's definitely not going to be as good defensively as Harper is. That's for sure. I don't know. Harper's so good defensively, but I hope this is something that I can come back to in the offseason. But I think for now we gotta hold on to him. I think. So I don't really know. Other than that, I think Jim Jenkins' ratings have gone down. Yeah, sort of to be expected. Yeah, I'm not gonna shop out. How old is Altor? He is 28 now. He is getting up there. But yeah, I'm not gonna shop him or anything. Cedeno I like off the bench and Castillo and all that. I mean, I think with Ferry's emergence, and he's really solidified himself, and with the Harper money coming off soon, there's going to be a good opportunity to lock up Ferry long term. And like we could even try to go after that if we traded Harper right now. I really feel like this Harper deal is one that I have to take, but because I'm afraid it's not going to come up again, in the off season. But I don't know. I just don't know. It's probably something I should sit on for a little bit, but yeah, I guess. I'm gonna check one thing out. If I wanted to initiate a trade, because it feels like I maybe should. Well, I don't know. Gonzalez is pretty good, but I'm giving up a pretty good player in Harper. Guy's been pretty good for a long time. Trying to think more I can eke out of this, like Manny Machado. How much is he making? He's actually not making that much. Yeah, I mean he's not a guy that I really want, but what I would be interested in is a good defensive right fielder. But I don't think we're gonna find one. That's the problem. I don't think. Oh, Jacobs could play right field, I suppose, and then we could figure out center field. I mean, maybe Gonzalez plays in center. He's not a good defensive center fielder. Alatorre is not good in anything except left. Ooh, wow. They have Grayson Grander and Yasmiel Pinto. Interesting. Who is Luis Venta? Ooh, he's only 24. Seems like he's pretty good. I don't think, are we going to be able to get Venta too? I'd have to think about it. I'm sure they could throw in some crap player. Yeah, like this guy, Tim Taylor. Taylor trash. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. I'm sure, like, these guys are like real players. Like Tyler Schimpf is like a real person. I think he goes to Texas, so like, probably watch what I say in these videos. I'm just kidding, Tim Taylor, if you're out there watching this. But yeah, like we could do this. We could get Venta. We have so many relievers is the thing, but Brendan Lund, Tyler Moore. I mean, our outfield defense, other than Gonzalez, would be so good. I'm so tempted to do this trade, and it would freeze up so much budget too. Look at how much budget we would would improve by $9 million. Oh my god. We have a weakness at second, third, left, and right. Are you kidding me? I guess Mountcastle hasn't been great this year, but yeah, actually he's been pretty bad. Do we say goodbye to Bryce Harper? I'm probably gonna have to sit on this for a little bit, so I'll be back. All right, so I've decided I'm going to come back to this later, and maybe try to do it like right after the playoffs start, even before the offseason starts, and just go back to it then. But I think just in the short term, Harper's got more value to us in the stretch run because of his defense and because he probably has more potential with the bat than Gonzalez does. So I think for now we're going to hold on to him, although it is something that I hope I can come back to and hope I can pull off. And another thing of note is the decline of Bubba Jones, and whether or not that's a spot we're going to have to look to switch up in future years. His numbers have been fine this year, 825 OPS. I mean, it sort of is what it was last year, but it's certainly not the Bubba Jones that we've sort of known for the last few years. He's got one more year on his contract. It's only at $10 million. And as always, I'm just gonna shop him around because I'm always just curious about these guys. But I'm not gonna trade him. He's too valuable to our offense, which is not great as it is, because we've put such an emphasis on defense that the guys that do hit for us are very important, and that's why I'm not gonna trade Bubba Jones. But just in the future, I'm sort of curious what his value is, and it doesn't look like it's too strong. Certainly not Bryce Harper value, I would say. So I don't know. It is, it's something that we'll have to, actually, that was one thing I'm curious about. If we went to the Nationals and there's this other guy, Clarence Bates, who's like a ridiculous power bat, first baseman, can also play third base, which is interesting. But if I threw in Bubba Jones, I'm not sure if they could take his contract on. I guess they could. What would make this work now? I'm just curious. Kyle Zimmer. Yeah, it would still take something. I think we could even throw in Zimmer without Bubba Jones. No, I guess not. But yeah, Clarence Bates is a name to keep an eye on. He's got crazy home run power. He's actually not that slow either. He's 25, and I think he's having a decent year for Washington. Yeah, he's been decent. I'm surprised his WAR is so high, because he doesn't give you too much in the field, right? Yeah, interesting. Anyway, it's a name, you know, I'd come back to it and maybe try to think about looking at him in a deal. But, you know, that's something I'm going to put off for now and come back to it at a later date, I would say. So, anyway, yeah, we are going to, I guess, just advance there. I mean, there isn't really, you know, there's not a spot. I mean, that 5th starter spot was the spot I think we needed to improve on, and I think we sort of did that with Zimmer, for now at least. And we got DERREK DICKEY too as a potential guy who can fill that 5th starter spot in future years if we decided to give up a guy like Kyle Zimmer in a trade. You know, I'm already thinking of it right now. You know, we throw in Zimmer and Jones, we get Bates, and then Dickey becomes that 5th starter. You know, Bates takes over for Jones. We get Gonzalez, we get a little bit younger, a little bit cheaper. Oh, I'm like really thinking about that trade right now, and it just makes so much sense. But it's too much risk to do it mid-season with the team that's going so strong. So it's something that I hope we can pull off in the offseason. But if not, then, well, I just don't know. We'll put Dickey in AAA for now. He needs to be on the 40-man roster, which I believe is actually full, so we'll have to remove someone. No, it's not full. Okay, good. And place on the 40-man, and then set him down. Alright, so I guess we'll just advance through. I mean, I feel like I have to do something, but I mean, we can take a look at the free agent market. I think I also might have gotten Yoenis Cespedes on a minor league deal, if I remember correctly. Although he's, you know, he's sort of a shell of what he used to be, but yeah, all these, you know, half decent players. I saw, yeah, Mark Appel. I thought it'd be cool to get him back on a minor league deal, but he rejected our offer. Yeah, there aren't really too many good position players. Kobe Atkins, who's this? Oh, he's big home run power and doesn't strike out, but he's not gonna make contact. Yeah, I mean, it's all imperfect players down here is all you're gonna find. So, yeah, Carlos Gonzalez, Cargo, a shell of himself. All right, well, we'll go through the All-Star break. Probably do nothing. Yeah, I mean, it's just not much to do, I guess, but anyway. So yeah, hopefully, you know, that's a deal that, like I said, I'll probably go back to at some point. But, you know, just as of now, the guys that we have for this stretch run are going to have more value to us than the guys that we could deal for. But, you know, going forward, you know, getting younger, getting cheaper and all that's always a good thing. So, all right, that's pretty much going to do it. Like I said, I feel bad that this episode's sort of short and doesn't have a lot going on for it, but I guess that is what it is. I'll have the playoffs out tomorrow, hopefully. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy. Doesn't matter. Peace.